Good evening, everybody. I can't believe this has been 11 years since the Lampedusa tragedy out there in Italy. Um, for those who don't know, and I know many Eritreans to this day still remember it. It was 11 years ago on October 3rd of 2013, where a fishing boat carrying 100 Eritreans pretty much caught on fire and sank near the Lampedusa island in Italy. Sadly, 369 people died in that boat uh, accident, and only 155 survived, including basically 40 unoccupied minors. That was pretty much one of the worst migrant tragedies in the world. The sad part about it here is that literally the media attention that it got was pretty much non-existent, and it's been 11 years since that unforgettable tragedy, and pretty much, as most of you know by now, the Eritrean government pretty much, tried to dismiss it, neglect it, ignore it for so many years. But everyone outside of the country, and I know there's many inside the country, they know about what happened that day. That a lot of families lost their sons, their daughters, their aunts, uncles, lost a lot of different family members, and it pretty much became a vocal point into the reasoning why many Eritreans had pretty much decided to escape and flee the country, because we all know that the country is ran by a terrible dictatorship that controls the country and controls every aspect of your life. And the sad part about it here is that there's more stories out there, especially in that region alone, that endured many different types of, brutality, endless rounds of torture in different areas of in Africa, you know what I mean? And also, escaping through the Mediterranean. I can tell you that many of them that ran through that route had to go through dangerous waters to try to escape to Europe, to escape to, different areas of the globe, to try to at least make it to, different parts of, Europe, Canada, the United States. It's just crazy. And it still hurts to talk about even to this day. I know that there's, some family members that I know of and from different sides of the family that went through that. And some of them didn't make it, some of them did. And the sad part about it here is that, generations of families were lost in that tragedy, including, 40 unoccupied minors that barely survived it. And a lot of different children even died in that tragedy too. We can't forget that. So as we commemorate the 11th year of this terrible tragedy, and the reason why that we do this movement is because we want to remind the world that this unfortunate circumstance happened because people were basically had to escape to avoid dealing with the dictatorship that controls every aspect of your life, as I said. And may God rest in peace all the people that died in that terrible boat accident. And it's still something that many of us still have to deal with to this very, very day. And hopefully that, more and more as we continue this movement, the Blue Revolution movement, to try to, inspire change, society, in terms of the government, everything else in Eritrea, we have to remind ourselves that this tragedy was the vocal point of basically how the grassroots movement has begun, and hopefully that'll continue to inspire others to voice out and voice for change. So that is what it is. Rest in peace to all the brothers and sisters in Eritrea. We still think about you to this very, very day, and each of your names and the lives that were lost in that tragic day in that boat accident will never, never be forgotten. Rest in peace.